Manny Peyer is an Israeli wine expert and a very good friend of mine. I've met Manny several times during my travels around the world, where he shared with me his knowledge on wine. Here, on top of the beautiful Jerusalem hills, Manny wants to introduce me to one of the newest generation of award-winning wineries.
Hi, Manny.
Hi.
How are you?
Waiting for you.
Good, good.
Have a seat.
Mwah.
Okay, kissing, talking, sitting, now drinking. I served the wine when you were on your way here because, you know, a good wine has to breathe before you drink it. Now you can taste it.
It smells very good.
Grand Vin du Castel, here in the mountains of Jerusalem. Oh.
Wow. You know what? This reminds me of a very good Bordeaux.
You are great, Debbie, you know? And you just pointed out an historical problem of the Israeli wine. Because when the Jews came back to their land after an exile, as you know, of 2,000 years, it was the Baron Rothschild who sponsored them. He's the owner, he was the owner, his family is still the owner of Chateau Lafite. What they know is Bordeaux. Eventually, every great Israeli wine has a Bordeaux blend in its bottle.
Wow.
Now, in this winery, less than 10 miles from Jerusalem, we are in the center of the Holy Land. And imagine, this is the place where King David used to go with his shepherds. King David, who wrote, you remember, that wine will make glad heart of man?
Correct.
And now we are drinking on the same earth, terroir, soil. But in Hebrew we say Adama.
What does it mean, Adama?
Adama is what it means. Adam is man, and Hey in Hebrew stands for God.
Man and God.
Yeah, so if you say in Hebrew, if you put man plus God, it's equal to Adama, where the vine comes from, and then comes the man who makes the wine out of the vine. Let's go and meet the man, you know, Eli Ben Zaken, who makes this great wine. Robert Parker, the famous American critic, scored it 93.
93 points?
Yes, let's meet the man.
Love to.
Let's meet
go.
the man who make. Put it here because you are going to be surprised with the next wine.
I'd love to.
A white one. Come. And I think here's Eli. Hello? Hi. Eli Ben Zaken, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hello, hello, Eli.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you
Welcome.
too. Thank you. I heard so much about you.
Oh, thanks.
Tell me, what were you doing?
Checking the lights on the grapes.
Windowing the leaves, so we say in Hebrew, to give them sun.
I have a question for you. What is the secret of very good wine? The earth, the grapes, or the man?
First of all, the soil, the weather, the geographical place, then the grapes that are good for it, and then the man that has to put all this together to make wine. And if he can respect both and he's humble enough, he can make good wine.
May I ask something, this genius, humble winemaker? You've got so many rocks in your soil. Is it good?
It's very good.
Why?
Why?
Because the soil is well drained, water will not stand, and we will have, vines don't like to have their feet in water, but they need the dampness, and the clay can retain humidity, and the vine knows where to get it.
Interesting.
I'll put them back where they were for 3,000 years.
Tell me one thing, before you started here, what was here before?
It was abandoned land, it was not tended, and we were the first here to tend this particular vineyard.
This is the story of Israel. Wherever you go, you are told, you see this place? There was nothing here before.
Unbelievable, unreal. Tell me, what are these grapes?
These are white Chardonnay grapes.
Have you ever heard of a good Israeli white wine called C?
I have never heard of it.
C stands for, of course, for Chardonnay and for Castel as well. You should taste this
I
white
would
wine.
love to try it.
Can we?
Yeah, of course.
I'll take you to the winery. We'll meet Eli there.
I'll see you there.
I'd love that.
Yeah, you should taste this wine.
It
You know-
sounds amazing.
Yeah, white wine actually it's not connected to a land with sun, a lot of sun. Okay, an empty glass. Believe me, Debbie, such a great wine deserves waiting.
I can imagine.
One of the greatest Israeli white wines. Here comes the Castel C. C stands for Chardonnay.
Can I taste it?
Yeah, sure.
Golden wine.
It smells wonderful.
Smells good, huh?
That's great. But you still have me wondering. It's an Israeli Chardonnay?
You say Chardonnay as if it's a French
Well,
word.
Chardonnay is a French word.
Okay, it comes from Israel.
What are you talking about?
The Crusaders were the first one who brought this vine variety to France. And the French that are so proud of it now, they asked them, where did you bring it from? And they said, Jerusalem, the Porte de Dieu.
Porte de Dieu. It's
Say
the
in
gate
English.
of God. The gate of God.
In Hebrew, Shar Adonai. When the priests, they knew Hebrew, so they said, Shar Adonai. Say?
Chardonnay.
No, in French accent.
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay, Shar Adonai,
Wow! I didn't know that. That's wonderful. Chaim, Eli, thank you for having us here.
Thank you for coming.
Another toast I remember doing was with an old friend, the cantor and Broadway actor Dudu Fisher. To my delight, he invited me to meet with him in the place where he does his shopping for Shabbat and also grab a bite to eat.
Hi there. Hi.
No, it's Shabbat in a minute. What's the matter with you?
I'm sorry there was a lot of
You know,
trouble.
it's Shabbat, you know. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Very good, thank
Tell
you.
me one thing, where are we? Where did you bring me?
Where are we? We are in the heart of Israel. We are in a city by the name Bnei Brak, which was established in 1924. It's a city only for ultra-Orthodox Jewish people. And we are in the area where all the Jewish food restaurants are established in Bnei Brak. And you look at the table, it's almost Shabbat, you know, so this is the Shabbos meal. This is the Saturday, the Sabbath meal for an average Jewish family.
typical Sabbath
A typical
meal.
Sabbath meal.
Tell me
And
what's here.
Well, we have here gefilte fish, which is,
What
as
is
you
that?
can see, well, it's fish actually, but it's not real fish. It's like a little bit of fish with a lot of bread. You know, Jewish people never had so much money then in Europe. So they took a lot of bread with some vegetables, as you can see here, and they minced it together with a little bit of fish. And this is gefilte fish.
Can I
It's
try
great.
it?
Of course. Take a little.
Very interesting, very good.
This is kigel. We call it kigel.
Okay.
And this is kigel, also kigel, but this is from potatoes. This is chopped liver over there. And this is cholent. Do you know what's cholent?
I have absolutely no
Cholent
idea.
is you take potatoes, you take some beans, and you take some meat, a little bit of meat, and you cook it for 24 hours.
24 hours.
And then on Shabbat, on Sabbath, after you come back from the synagogue, you eat this and you go to sleep. Now we come to the top of the line, which is the bread of Shabbat, which we call chale.
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 Do you know what that reminds me of? The first time I saw you on stage and I fell in love with your voice. You were acting as Jean Valjean on Les Miserables.
Oh, Jean Valjean, right? That's right. Do you remember Jean Valjean? What was his
I
problem?
cannot forget.
He stole a loaf of bread. That's how the whole story begins. And yeah, and it goes like, what have I done, sweet Jesus, what have I done? Become a thief in the night, become a dog on the run, and have I fallen so far, and is the hour so late? Nothing remains but the cry of my hate, the cries in the dark that nobody hears. Here where I stand at the turning of the years. If there's another way to go, I missed it 20 long years ago. My life was a war that could never be won. They gave me a number and murdered Valjean when they chained me and left me for dead, just for stealing a mouthful of bread. And this is the whole thing of Jean Valjean, that's right. And if you want to see where they make it,
I would love to.
let's go.
Let's go.